everybody, it's Cathryn from In the Pink Designs. My project today is a Father's Day project. I'm using the Trusty Tools Stamp Set and Die Bundle. Along for the name, I'm using the mini alphabet dies. Okay, so I used, for stamping, I used the hammer and this wrench. And that's it. And Happy Father's Day, that's it. The rest I use the dies for. The box measures 4 by 3 by 1. It opens like this. And it says Happy Father's Day inside. And inside I have a gift card. This one's from Target, but I probably would get him either Coffee or Home Depot, because he is a DIY dad. And a Mrs. Fields cookie, which is delicious, and he enjoys those. The Mrs. Fields I got actually from Dollar Tree, and they're good. They don't expire till April 2025, so they're excellent, and they come in a 3-pack, I think, right? Yep, 3 of them for $1.25, so that's pretty nice. Okay, so what we need for this project, now I'm using the Celebration DSP, which is no longer available, but I bet you a lot of you have it from this celebration that was in January, so I was going to use it because I have a whole bunch, 2 full packs and a whole bunch of opened. So sorry about that, but you could use other DSPs. You could use the Designer Series paper, the 6x6 with the Lost Lagoon if you want to. Okay, so what we need now is a piece of real red cardstock, 9x8, basic white cardstock. I cut out a bunch of things. I cut the wrench out of Smokey Slate, and the 2 pieces of the Toolbox out of real red, and I used the letter dies, and I used Lost Lagoon cardstock to spell out Dad. Okay. Again, I used the Trusty Toolbox DSP, which was a celebration item in January, so hopefully you have it. I used 2 pieces that are 3 3/4 by 2 3/4, 2 pieces that are 2 3/4 by 3/4, and 2 pieces that are 3 3/4 by 2 3/4. All right, and that will all be on my blog. All right, so let me get my Simply scored. All right, and we're going to start on the 9-inch side, and you want to score at 1, 4, 5, and 8. Turn it to the 8-inch side and score at 1, 2, 6, and 7. Now fold and burnish all your score lines. Okay, this is my host code. Please put that in for any purchases under $150, not including your shipping and your tax. Okay, so how we're going to do this, it can go either way, as long as there are 2 1-inch strips at the top, 2 at the bottom, and 1 on each side. And this is what we're going to be doing. Okay, so let's start over here. And we're going to go to the first score line, cut it to the second score line, take off the bottom square, and wedge the top one. Okay, go to the next 2 score lines and cut them to the second score line. Take off the bottom square and wedge the top one. Okay, now we're going to take all 4 of these off. now we're going to turn it around and do the same thing opposite. So we're going to go to the second score line, cut it to the second score line, and take off all 4. Go to the next score line, cut it to the second score line, take off the bottom square and wedge. Then the next score line, cut it to the second score line, take off the bottom square and then wedge. Okay, so this is what we have at the moment. And what I'm going to do is, this is our flap that tucks in right here. So we're going to round the corners on that. And then these 2 pieces here that stick out the sides, the extra 1 inch, I'm just going to cut kind of like a wedge on the end of each one. And then this side. Okay, and that's what your cardstock should look like when you're done scoring and cutting. Okay, now I'm going to get my liquid glue and we're going to start over here. I'm going to put glue on these tabs, and then I'm going to make the score line on the tab straight with this inner rectangle. Okay, and then we're going to go to the next set and attach it to the other side of the same rectangle. Okay, and there is our box. All right, so now we need our DSP, and these big ones are going to go on the front flap and inside the flap, and then the long sides and the short sides. Okay, and we're going to let that dry and do our stamping. All right, so we need our piece of basic white and our hammer and our adjustable wrench and Tuxedo Black Ink. And I'm just going to stamp these. Okay, now we need real red ink, and we're going to do the Happy Father's Day. And we'll just fussy cut it out by hand. These 2 I'm going to cut with the dies. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to use my Silicone Mat. And I'm going to put a little dab of, oops, I'll just take that one, glue on the bottom of the handle for the toolbox, and then I'll just place the toolbox on there. Okay, got that a little wet. Okay, now we're going to just put a little dot of glue here, moving around. And I'm going to get the letters, and I'll start with the A on my Take Your Pick tool. And I'm just going to put that right in the middle and straighten it up a little bit. And then I need the 2 D's. Okay. And then we'll just let that dry a minute while we color our tools. Now, the bottom of the hammer is not going to show, but if it shows in yours, I colored it with dark real red. All right, I'm going to use for the wrench, the whole thing I'm going to do in dark gray granite. Okay, and then the hammer, the top part, I'm going to do in light smoky slate. I like coloring these because there's already shadow in it. There's lines for shadow, and I can just quickly color it. Okay, done. All right, now we have our wrench that I'm just going to cut right in half, and that makes it look like there's 2 wrenches in there. All right, now we need our mat, and I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to position it, well, actually, let's go this way. I'm going to position the hammer so that it's hanging over a bit like that. And then one of the pieces of wrench in behind that. And then I'm going to take the adjustable wrench, oops, and go this way. And we'll cut off anything that hangs over. And then put this other half of the wrench right like that. Okay, I'm going to try to flip it over and keep them, oops, not that one. Keep them kind of in the same place. The wrenches don't want to help out, but we can figure it out from this side too. Okay, and then I'm just going to clip off anything that falls below. And then I'm going to get dimensionals, and I'm going to secure them. You could tape it, but I'm going to secure them all with dimensionals because I have to use dimensionals anyway. And I'll put one down there because we need it. Hammer and the wrench there, the end of the hammer, and then this wrench, and I'm going to put one right on this hammer and one down here, and we're pretty well, oh no, up here I could put one. Then we're pretty well covered. I'm just going to let the top of the box go as it wants. Okay, and there's our toolbox. Okay, now I'm just going to put this right down on the front top of the box. I just love that. All right, and then open the box and get your sentiment and just glue that inside. Aside from the die cutting, it's pretty quick and easy. The die cutting will take you a little bit more prep, but and then you got Happy Father's Day, just like that. Okay, and for the final touch, I'm going to use some transparent dots. We're going to go with the clear ones, and I'm going to put one here, a big one there, a small one there, and then another small one right there. And that's it. Hope you enjoyed it. All my info is below, and I would appreciate it so much if you would subscribe and hit the like button. All right, have a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye.